joined by Galip Dalay from the Sharq Forum here in Istanbul. So Galip, thanks for coming in, as always. Let's just pick up exactly what Simon just said there towards the end of that live. One of the contentious points for Turkey is going to be taking back these migrants. How are they going to approach that? There's only 2.7 million people here.
Well, I think there's a contentious point here between Turkey and the EU, European countries. Turkey is approaching this. Turkey does not want to take back refugees. It's economic migrants, and also there is another condition, because one of the trouble for taking back these economic migrants already in Greece is that Turkey should have an agreement with the country of origin. So if Turkey doesn't have an agreement with the country of origin, once Turkey gets these economic migrants back to Turkey, it will have trouble of sending them back to the country of origin.
You can't send them back to Syria, you can't send them back to Iraq.
Exactly. Well, I mean, Syria and Iraq, Turkey is insisting that the Syrian refugees and the Iraqi refugees, the refugee categories are not covered by this. For a very simple reason, Amnesty International also ventured into the debate saying that, Turkey cannot be a safe third country. The reason for that is that because right now, Turkey legally doesn't have a very robust refugee policy. It has geographic limitation. It still does not accord the refugee status for the people coming from Middle East and North Africa. It only recognizes refugees if they come from the Europe. So right now, as a Syrian refugees and as an Iraqi refugee, they don't have a proper legal recognition in Turkey. Therefore, designating Turkey as a safe third country for refugee is out of the question. Absolutely. The question here is the economic migrants. In this regard, I think Turkey will take some of them back, especially for those who come from the countries with whom Turkey already has a readmission agreement. But I think Turkey will have trouble to take back all the economic migrants back in Turkey, because as I just said, Turkey doesn't have the readmission agreement with some of these country of origin.
So massively complicated, and also stuff that needs to be sorted out very soon. Let's just talk about the money. So $3 billion in aid was pledged, I don't know, a month ago, 2 months ago. When's that money due to be turning up, and how will the Turkey be using that money?
First, the money will not be transferred from the EU Central Bank into Turkish Central Bank. The money will be still basically administered by the EU officials. So the money will be there, and Turkey will get funding for the project that it will designate to elevate the life of the refugees.
And has Turkey set out a project that it already thinks it can do?
Turkey will have projects on education of the refugees, on the health, etc., or the camp management. So this is the money that will be available for the use of it. But the trouble is that the 3 billion euro is something, but it's not huge, given the magnitude of the crisis that Turkey is facing, and given the fact that Turkey has already spent over $9 billion, and it's likely to continue to spend more. So therefore, Turkey, A, doesn't want to put a cap on this number, B, it doesn't want it to be the one-time offer on the table. So in this regard, Turkey wants a much more commitment as regards to burden sharing, but also it doesn't want this issue to be reduced to that of money. Turkey wants also a fair share of resettlement policy with the EU. Turkey wants also the EU get more serious on the root cause of this crisis. Basically, recently the German official has also started toying with the idea of having a safe zone or a no-fly zone. It's a very complicated, it's very hard to put, but nevertheless, Turkey does not want only money, but more than that.
Absolutely. Well, Galip, thank you. It's complicated, but thanks for trying to get through it for us. Thanks for now.